Hi guys, Jarná here. Today I'll be reporting from the latest race that I've done, which is called Jarná klasika, and it's held in the High Tatras in Slovakia. The name translates to Spring Classic, which is a bit odd because I don't think it's spring anymore, and well, the terrain was not what you would find in a classic either. But never mind that, it was a good race with good organization, pretty good routes. Apart from maybe the first 20 kilometers when it was quite sketchy. So this is the start line. Not as many riders as I would have expected, around 150, 200 maybe. And a couple of very strong riders and previous winners here as well. But the terrain suits me quite well because it ends with basically a 30-kilometer climb, and yeah, I'm pretty good at that sort of stuff. And basically from the start things were going quite well. I was positioned well in the front of the race despite the narrow and broken roads in the first couple of sections. There were also some short steep climbs that the bunch really pushed on, and I went really hard into the red in one of them, but I decided to let them go because the pace eventually settled. So I was in the first, I think, 20 or 30 riders here, positioned quite well until this thing happened. So you'll see a couple of riders on the ground. This was a crosswind section, and the bunch split afterwards, and I ended up being in a really bad position, basically in no man's land shortly after that. And I had to chase in the crosswind for a good 20 minutes, maybe even more, before I could get back on this group. So these are the leaders of the race, and I'm trailing back there shortly after. Yeah, so this is where I started to catch up. Unfortunately, this little bunch, or the leaders, split once again after I hit the rear of the group, and I was too tired to initiate the chase right after, so I had to take around 10 minutes of a breather, and we worked together quite nicely, I have to say, but the riders in this group weren't too strong, and there wasn't much assistance apart from one rider. Yeah, so we were closing up on the first group on the leaders, and by the time we hit the climb, that's when the rain started to come in, but unfortunately my GoPro didn't take that, so never mind. We are quite close, and I was on the front a lot, pushed hard on the first section of the climb, which was quite shallow. But unfortunately, just one rider coming into the picture now on the right managed to stay on my wheel, and there were 10 people in the front group. But I was carrying on. I thought we could make the catch, but to be honest, it was a bit of a tactical mistake. I didn't really know the course. I was here for the first time, and well, there was a slight flat and downhill section in the final climb, so in order to catch the front group we would have needed to push on in the first section of the climb, because well, those 10 riders gained some ground again on the downhill, on the slight downhill and on the flat there, so we were still 20 seconds down, and the last part of the climb was 3 kilometers, 3.5 or something like that, averaging almost 10%, so very brutal. But unfortunately, from having pushed all day, basically I was doing a 3-hour time trial almost, I didn't have too much left, and definitely not enough to make up those 20 seconds. We caught some riders, I think 2 or 3 of them, who dropped back from the first group, but yeah, in the end I think I ended up 6th or 7th or something like that. It's not too bad considering my luck, but still I think I have the potential to win these kind of races, so it was quite a disappointment as well, but the route was quite scenic. It felt basically like a Pro Tour stage with a mountaintop finish in the high Tatras, which was nice apart from the weather. Up there it was just 10 degrees, pouring rain, and I was very lucky to have my following car or my support car waiting for me there to get back in warmth into the valley. So yeah, it was a race with mixed emotions, not the best result I can imagine. As you can see, the weather was quite terrible. It dropped all the way down to 10 degrees, starting from 30 at the beginning of the race, so it was kind of extreme. But never mind, next week I have a stage race, so I'm hoping to improve there. Okay, so this was a quick recap from the race in the new format. I hope you have enjoyed this, and if you'd like to see more, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. It's all for today, thanks for watching, and see you next time.